What's up, everybody? Cycle Gamer back in this thing, back in your life, back in the States with another video. Um, and today I just basically want to talk about what I've been seeing while I've been out of the country, man. You know, I've been, reading a lot, trying to keep up on the gaming news and all that kind of stuff. And man, am I shocked. I'm shocked, man. I guess it's just because I'm kind of new to the whole YouTube gaming community and all that kind of stuff. But man, I'm just shocked at how us as gamers or so-called gamers are so political and and like focus on things that don't have anything to do with gaming. What initially made me think about even making this video is watching BG's recent. For y'all don't know who he is. He's a very popular YouTuber. Broken Gaming, Broken Games HD, something like that. It's called. I guess you call him BG for short. But I guess got through looking at his video, and he's talking about how the Xbox One just had a commercial that didn't have any games in it. Now, don't get me wrong. This video is not, it's not a exposed BG exposed video or a diss to BG, but it is a video addressing people who think the way he is thinking about this whole Microsoft thing, about how they initially unveiled their console and how with this new commercial that they're not talking about games or whatever. People who think like that, that's who this video is addressed to, not just him. Okay, so let's start with the way the Xbox was unveiled, and I'm just going to go back to the way I think of things, the way I think of it. And maybe it's because I'm kind of old school or whatever you want to call it, but or mature or whatever you want to call it. But this is the way I think of it. Okay, Microsoft has a product. Okay, that product is an Xbox. Their unveiling of that product, like any other product, when iPhone, comes out with a new iPhone, when they unveil that iPhone, they show you what that iPhone can do. Now, with the Xbox and Microsoft's product and the unveiling, what they were showing you in that unveiling is what the Xbox can do, what it's capable of, what that product is capable of. So they showed you the TV stuff. They showed you the Skype. They showed you, everything that they can do. They even showed you games. They showed, I think, about four or five games or something like that. They showed games at the end of that as well. They showed you everything that product was capable of doing. Now, for me, as a gamer, E3 has always been about games. You can call it with the electronic or what kind of expo, whatever you want to call it. E3 has always been about games. And Microsoft even came out and said this in the beginning. They said we're going to have two parts to our unveiling. The unveiling was the unveiling of the console and what it can do, and then there's E3, which is about the games. And Microsoft showed you nothing, I repeat, nothing but games at E3. Because that's what E3 is for, the games. Sony, on the other hand, showed you two of the same things on both situations. And I'm not trying to compare the two because I'm getting both no matter what. But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to get at is, like, for me, it made sense the way that Microsoft did things. Now, for a lot of people, it didn't. For me, it made sense. Okay? Sony showed you two of the same things. They showed you the games. They showed you the social media. They showed you all that stuff at their unveiling. They basically showed you the same shit at E3. The same thing. Okay? So that's in the past now. Okay? They did the whole, the DRM thing. They went back on it. All this kind of stuff. Yeah, that stuff happened. Whatever it was, I was getting both regardless. So honestly, I was interested to see where the Xbox was going to go with this whole DRM thing. And if I didn't like it, I had my PS4 to fall back on. But that's neither here nor there. So now we're going to talk about this commercial and how they didn't show any games in this commercial or whatever it is. Like, guys, for me, again, for me, when you and I'm just gonna ask everybody this question. I even wrote it in his comments as well. I asked everybody this question. Everybody who's watching this video. When Apple or Microsoft has a commercial, not Apple or Microsoft, let's say Apple and Samsung, when they have a commercial showing off their Galaxy S4, S5, or their iPhone, do you guys complain about them showing everything else? It's, like apps and Skype and all that kind of shit. Do y'all complain when they don't show people making phone calls? The reason why I ask that is because we know that Microsoft has games. Look at the launch lineup for the Xbox. We know that it has games. It is a given. It is a gaming console. It is a given that the Xbox and the PlayStation is a gaming console. We know this. I personally want to know what else it brings to the table. What else is the Xbox going to bring to the table? I know it got games. What else is it going to bring to the table? Like, I know my cell phone can make phone calls. What else can I do on my smartphone besides make phone calls? What else can I do on my $500, $400 console besides play video games on? That's what I'm thinking about. Now, maybe I'm just too old school. Maybe I'm just too mature for the situation. But that's how I feel about it. How can somebody sit here and say that Xbox isn't focused on games when they got the bigger lineup of games comparing the two? And I'm not talking about indie games. PlayStation talks a lot about they have been talking about a lot about indie games or and all that kind of stuff. I'm personally not buying a next gen console for indie games. Don't get me wrong, they're cool, they're fine. Every once in a while, I may play 2 indie games a year, but that's not what I'm getting it for. I can play those on my 360. I can play them on my cell phone, on my smartphone, that is a phone device that you use to make calls. I can play those indie games on my cell phone. I'm not buying it for I'm not buying a next gen console for that. And again, this is not a attack or diss video. I'm actually a fan and a subscriber of BG, but it's just certain things that I got to kind of call you out on, brother. But anyway, that's all I got. Until the next video, holla at me later. And if BG, if you want to have a discussion about this, man, we can talk about it. Or anybody else, not just BG. Whoever wants to talk about it, we can have a discussion about it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. And also keep it about the games. Don't start talking crazy stuff. I read other people's comments and how people start getting all personal and crazy about stuff. Let's keep it on topic. So anyway, I'm out. Cycle Gamer out.